Hello traders, Ilya here and welcome to the weekly Outlook and Setups volume 9. It was a pretty awesome week with many of the setups playing out from the previous volume, so make sure to check it out. We have a busy week ahead, so better get prepared. Let's keep cracking. Very bullish week for the dollar. We didn't have any kind of bearish price action since the beginning of the week, and we started pushing up immediately, breaking and closing above this daily/weekly resistance. And our next level of resistance would be 98.33. Those are the highs of the year. So bullish closure, expecting a continuation. So looking at the daily, we can see that the closure above this daily resistance wasn't very strong. We had this peak, but very slight close above the level, and then we had the continuation closing again as shooting star. So maybe in the beginning of the week we would expect some kind of bearish price action, maybe to touch its mean value, my EMA. So I always look for the mean value of price, which is my 50 EMA. If you wanna see how I work with it, comment below and I will make a video explaining how it works. So expecting a little bit of bearish price action before we continue up. We will have a very important news release on Wednesday, so make sure to monitor for this. And overall bullish dollar for next week. Bearish weekly closure on euro dollar with a slight wick from the downside at these yearly lows. So that's a very crucial area for the pair. The last time we've been here was on June 2017. So if we manage to break below, it will result in a massive sell-off maybe. So crucial area to watch for the pair. As expected, the price broke 1.12 and flushed down to test those resistance areas. So not very visible, but we had a perfect opportunity here on Monday. I didn't take it because I don't trade Mondays, but very visible on the 4-hourly. We had this perfect lower high formation here, 1, 2, 3, 4-hour rejections where we would have taken a very nice short. But I didn't take it, and later we didn't have any clear retest of the 1.12, so no trades for me on euro dollar this week. We had this massive indecision here that was the result of the interest rate decision. So no bias for now on euro dollar. I'm expecting a pullback on the DXY, so this will result in a pullback on euro dollar. And if we manage to get and test 1.12, I would definitely look for short opportunities. Just having a look at the 4-hourly choppy price action, nothing really major. We have this resistance area here, 1.1155, let's call it. So waiting patiently for any kind of rejections from the downside. If I'm able to have a long trade, if price spikes below and rejects, I may target 1.12, which will be a daily pullback in order for the pair to continue down. So monitoring euro USD, nothing very interesting for now. We'll keep you up to date in my Telegram channel. Very interesting and intriguing price action on euro yen. Actually, perfect opportunity for the upcoming week. We came very close to tapping the 120 key level, and we actually managed to close above this weekly support area. Perfect closure above. The candle is kind of long-legged doji, indicating indecision, but we have massive bull pressure from the downside here. So I think that we may be about to reverse. On the daily time frame, we're still bearish, trading below this daily descending trend line, but we are kind of faking out right now, kind of retesting back at this weekly support area. So if you have a look at the 4-hourly time frame though, we have this inner trend line which was violated very strongly we had this double bottom here. If we try to search for lower highs, here is one, and this is the second one, both of them being broken and closed above. So we can really be about to reverse. Kind of pullback right now. If I draw a fib, I would expect price to have some more downside, maybe to the 61.8 or the 50% fib. I will be watching carefully for 4-hour rejections, even daily ones, and see how the 61.8 corresponds perfectly to this support and resistance area. Support here, break resistance, and now if we manage to retest it here, we will get the best risk to reward ratio. So bullish on the euro yen, which kind of gives us a hint what is about to happen on EU. So we may encounter some bullishness on euro for the next week. A quick look on Aussie dollar, massive bearish engulf on the weekly time frame, engulfing 4 weeks of price action, which is a very powerful bearish signal. Currently we're sitting at this liquidity point where this wick was created. So from the weekly time frame, very bearish bias, switching down to the daily. We have broken this ascending daily trend line and we're currently breaking the daily higher low, confirming our bearish bias. So we had 5 days, even 6, without a single bullish candle. So we might expect some kind of a pullback right now, maybe to the mean value, to retest the broken trend line as well. I think we're gonna find some support right now at this daily higher low. So 4 hourly, massive flush down, only creating kind of minor lower highs, which are very hard to get an entry from. So waiting patiently for a clear price action to occur, and if we have a nice lower high formation with 4-hour wick rejections in order to get short on the pair. That's Aussie dollar. Our next pair is Aussie dollar Japanese yen. On the weekly time frame, we're having bearish engulf here, engulfing 2 weeks of price action, very nice bearish signal. Our next support is here at 74. Let's round it. 70.0. Okay, so switching down to the daily time frame, I got in a very nice opportunity this week from the top here. So on the daily, we're currently breaking this supportive area. I can draw a rectangle in here, something like this. Breaking above, daily closure below, indicating very strong bearish pressure. We're having very nice 4-hour structure. This is where I entered my position. I had this after we created this lower low here, breaking this lower high, lower low, and we made a retest of the previous lower high. We had 1, 2, 3, 4-hour rejections, ample opportunities here on the 1 hourly and 30 minutes. Massive flush down, and my target, which was at this point here, was quickly achieved, and I took nice profits. So for next week, very simple, just wait for a new lower high, a retest of the lower low, or some kind of a Fibonacci play like this, 61.8 or 50% pocket, matching exactly at the supportive line I just drew. So very nice opportunity for the next week, which I will be monitoring, and those are my long-term targets down here. And for the shorter term, we can look for this kind of structure area here, which doesn't match perfectly with the extensions, but maybe this point here perfectly. So looking around for AJ to fall around 74.70, let's say. That's AJ. A simple lower high formation. Look for 4-hour rejections and maybe a 1-hour entries. My entry was here at this perfect spike up. I just took an immediate entry, stop loss above structure, and I managed to nail a very nice target. So that's AJ. Let's have a look at the New Zealand pairs. So this is USD. We're having a bearish engulf on the weekly time frame. Nice weekly signal suggesting bearish bias. As for targets, we're having here 0.65 key level, which I will be targeting. So bearish from the weekly, switching immediately to the daily time frame, I can see very clear sequence of higher lows and higher highs. We have this ascending trend line about to tap, but with this bearish price action and the structure shift on the 4-hourly and bearish bias, we can clearly see lower highs and lower lows being created. We're currently supporting at this trend line, so we may see some kind of reaction from here, maybe to the mean value or this fib play here, something like this. But I will remain bearish on the pair and we'll be just looking for a new lower high. Very, very simple. But yeah, on the daily, we're currently in a very nice uptrend. So this channel, so my sell bias may immediately turn into buy bias if I see some kind of massive rejections and structure breaks on the 4-hourly time frame. So for example, if we push up, if we kind of fail to break this this low here to create a new lower low, and we find support somewhere here, and we continue up with a new higher high, this will be my structure change, and I will immediately start looking for buying opportunities. A quick look on NZD-JPY. Again, bearish engulf on the weekly time frame, not very major. Wick to the upside, selling pressure. Daily time frame, I think here we kind of broke the trend line. Yes, correct. Massive spike here and a continuation down. 4 days of bearish price action, so I'm bear bias on this. Clearer lower highs being formed here. Our last one is here, so we're looking for price to remain below this, perfectly matching with my mean value. So I would expect a test of it, double top here, and I will be looking for short opportunities. About targets, I see a very nice supportive region here, 71.70 again, or maybe lower to this wick here, 71.50. In and around this area, I will be watching for my targets and will be monitoring the 4-hourly time frame for any support. Or 71.80 actually looks very perfect on the 4-hourly time frame. As you can see, support, massive support here, and then from then we made a very nice uptrend. So simple, lower high here on AJ and looking for short opportunities with target 71.80. USD-JPY is our next pair. We had a bullish weekly close on it, kind of a sloppy morning star here. So I can see that this is our level of resistance here, and the price is trading in a kind of consolidation, this range I just drew. So let's switch down to the daily time frame. Bullish bias for now, as we have a very strong DXY. So as you can see, we're currently struggling at the resistance level 108.80. Price is finding support at my EMA, so I do expect some kind of a bearish action in the beginning of the week, as I do expect with the DXY. So I can see that we have made this kind of daily higher low. We failed to break below and create a new lower low, and now we're kind of stepping up to continue pushing up, and I will just wait for a new higher low. But as the daily time frame, having a look at the 4-hourly, we can clearly see an already developed uptrend. We had this higher high broken with massive momentum up. Now we're stalling here, and I can even draw a Fibonacci play here. We would expect price to reach the 61.8 or even lower to tap my EMA and this broken higher high, which will be the perfect scenario. And then we can wait for the price to break the resistance, come back for a retest, and that would trigger a lot of buying pressure. As for targets, I immediately see 110 as being the major target for me, and maybe a little bit lower at the 109, which corresponds to the 27% extension. So that's UJ waiting for a new higher low to be formed on the 4 hourly, and I will watch for entries and I will keep you up to date in my Telegram channel. A change in bias here on USD Swiss franc. Last week I was very bearish because we violated this very long-term trend line, break, retest, and continuation, and I was expecting further downside and a test of all of these higher lows. But with the strong dollar, we pushed massively up. I can see this level of resistance here, 99. Let's round it up to 99.50. Okay, perfect. So daily time frame, we had a bullish engulf on the weekly. Daily, you can see that here we created this lower low. Now we have this lower high, and I was expecting a new lower low. But actually price failed to continue down, found support here at the 0.98 key level and pushed all the way up to 99.50 almost. So we're kind of shifting right now from a bearish to a bullish market. We have this ascending trend line, and if we manage to break this and create a new higher high, this will be the confirmation. So looking at the 4 hourly time frame, we have broken all of these lower high formation here, and we had a very nice opportunity to enter long on this pair. Let me show you. We have this structure here of resistance, double top of it, we broke it, we retested it immediately, then we pushed up, but as always, price always love to return for a final tap, final liquidity grab. We had this very nice 4 hour rejection here, kind of a fold over here, and boom, massive explosion up. Looking at the hourly time frame, I believe we had a signal. Yes, here it is. We have this bearish engulf down, an immediate bullish engulf, kind of shifting the momentum to the other side, and we had, let's say, 20 pips stop loss, and if we were targeting 99.50, massive trade. We would have taken profits here at around 4.5 R, which is massive. So for this week, as on the other pairs in the DXY, we have this higher low formation here, and we are expecting a new higher low in order for the pair to continue up, and we do expect a daily higher high to confirm the new trend. A potential level of support of resistance is here at 1.0. Very strong level in the market. As you can see here, we had support, break, perfect retest as resistance, and a massive flush down. So for targets, I will be targeting 1.0, and that's on USD Swiss. Our final pairs will be the GBP ones. So starting with GBP USD, bearish week. We are currently sitting at this massive support, 23.70, let's say. So massive bearish momentum. Actually, the week started with some optimism. As far as I remember, we had a new prime minister elected, Boris Johnson, and we had some kind of a push up, and we thought that it was bringing some positivity for the pound, but the strong USD made it flush. So we had a nice trade here after this almost double tap here. So that was the push after the president was elected. We had a minor pull down, massive candle up, and immediate rejection down. So for the week ahead, I am bearish on GBP USD as we expected a reversal on this pair, but looking at the price action, the reversal is not present and we have no signals for it. So we broke this structure here, and I will simply be waiting for a retest of it and a continuation down. Be aware of this support here on the weekly time frame, and we have this one as well. So a pullback is imminent, maybe. EMA looking nice, looking down, indicating bearish pressure. And I would expect some kind of a pullback right now, maybe a fib play to 61.8, aligning perfectly with the 50. So that's for the pounds, and negatively correlated Euro GBP. was expecting the reversal as well with this massive wick here the previous week. But we had a push down. We all thought that the pair was finally reversing, but the market said no and reversed back on us. So after analyzing the pair, I think we still have some room to the upside to retest and fill all of these wicks here. Maybe tap 0.91 key level. So let's see the daily, very choppy price action. We actually broke all of these structures here, and I was thinking that we're back for a retest and a flush down, but we're returning into the range right now, so I will stay away from Euro GBP. Push up, we have this structure here that may act as resistance. If we were about to enter some long opportunities, we will wait always for a pullback, new lower high formation, maybe a fib play, 61.8 or 50% pocket, and we will ride it up until this resistance here, which is aligns with the 62% extension. So guys, that's it for the week. I really hope you enjoyed the weekly outlook. You will implement some of the analysis into your charts. Let me know your feedback, comment below, follow me on Instagram for some awesome content, and I really hope to see you soon again. Until the next week.